Imagine launching your React dashboard to a global user base, only to discover that dates are confusing, unclear, or even misleading for users across different countries. What if a simple date like 01/02/2023 causes costly misunderstandings in your analytics, sales reports, or activity feeds? In today's data-driven world, showing dates and times in the right way isn't just a nice-to-have. It's essential for clarity, trust, and effective decision-making. In this tutorial, you'll master how to efficiently format and display dates in React dashboards for international users, using the modern date-fns library, without bloating your app with unnecessary external dependencies. You'll learn how to detect and respect your users' local preferences, display both absolute and relative times in their familiar formats, and ensure your dashboard is fast, lightweight, and easy to maintain. We'll tackle common pitfalls, explore real-world scenarios like activity feeds and financial tables, and show you how to centralize your date handling for both scalability and testability. If you want your dashboards to feel truly global, user-friendly, and professional, this is knowledge you can't afford to skip. Stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dive tutorials like this. Staying updated is the easiest way to level up your React skills and deliver world-class user experiences. Dates are more than just numbers on a calendar. They're one of the most context-dependent data types in software interfaces. Imagine a global sales dashboard. A date like 01/02/2023 is instantly understood differently, depending if you're in the United States or Germany, January 2nd or February 1. This ambiguity is the heart of the date formatting challenge in international applications. To address this, date-fns leverages the concept of locales, a set of cultural rules that dictate how dates should look and sound to different users. With dozens of supported locales, date-fns lets you render dates in formats that feel native to users anywhere. For instance, 15 June 2023 in English becomes 15 Juin 2023 in French, not just through translation of month names, but by respecting day-month order and other conventions. By making date formatting locale-aware, you reduce cognitive friction, increase user trust, and ensure that everyone from Tokyo to Toronto sees information the way they expect. This fundamental alignment with user expectations is what elevates date-fns from a mere utility to an essential bridge in global-ready React dashboards. At the core of efficient date handling in React dashboards lies the principle of immutability and modularity. And this is where date-fns distinguishes itself from legacy libraries like Moment.js. Think of your dashboard as a fast-moving assembly line. Every time a user interacts or new data streams in, components may re-render, and dates need to be recalculated and displayed. If your date library is heavy, mutable, or globally stateful, you risk bottlenecks and subtle bugs. Date-fns sidesteps this by providing pure functions. Each operation takes an input and returns a new, predictable output without side effects. This means you can safely format, compare, and manipulate dates in any part of your React tree, confident that one operation won't unexpectedly alter another. Furthermore, its modular design is like picking only the tools you need from a toolbox, ensuring your application's bundle size stays lean and fast. In contrast, all-in-one libraries often drag in unnecessary code, slowing down your dashboard, especially for users on slow connections. With date-fns, you import just format or parse ISO, nothing more. This blend of purity and modularity makes date-fns not only performant, but also maintainable and easy to test in complex React applications. Internationalization, or I18N, goes far beyond mere translation. It's about adapting every detail of your application to diverse cultures and regions. When it comes to dates, I18N involves understanding local conventions for not only how dates are written, but also how relative times are perceived. For example, an activity feed that says 2 hours ago should become il y a 2 heures in French, and the phrasing might be subtly different in Spanish or Japanese. Date-fns supports this with locale packs, which are like specialized dictionaries for each region, covering not only format patterns, but also grammar and pluralization rules for relative times. A practical analogy is a world clock with interchangeable faces, date-fns swaps in the correct face for every user, ensuring that relative time phrases, calendar dates, and even week start days match local expectations. This depth of localization is crucial for dashboards that serve truly global audiences, allowing users to engage with data in ways that feel natural and intuitive, reducing errors and increasing engagement. Performance and scalability are vital when formatting and displaying dates in data-heavy dashboards. If you imagine a table with thousands of rows, each containing one or more dates, inefficient date formatting can quickly become a bottleneck, leading to sluggish interfaces. date-fns was built with performance in mind. Its functions are designed to be fast, and because you only import what you use, your JavaScript bundle remains small and snappy. Moreover, React's rendering model encourages memoization, recalculating only what's changed, and date-fns pure functions work perfectly with React's use memo and similar patterns. For frequently updating data, like relative time displays 5 minutes ago, you can combine date-fns with custom hooks that auto-update at set intervals, ensuring times remain fresh without causing unnecessary re-renders. This efficiency ensures your dashboard remains responsive, even as data scales and users across the globe experience fast, accurate updates regardless of dataset size. Accessibility is often overlooked in date formatting, but it's crucial for inclusive dashboards. Screen readers and assistive technologies rely on well-structured, semantically meaningful date displays. date-fns facilitates this by enabling you to generate both human-friendly and machine-readable formats. For example, by wrapping formatted dates in a time element with a datetime attribute set to the ISO string, you provide both a beautiful, localized date for sighted users and unambiguous information for assistive tech. June 15, 2024 can be rendered as 15 June 2024, ensuring clarity for everyone. This dual format approach not only helps with accessibility, but also supports better SEO and data extraction for automated tools. By centralizing date formatting logic and always producing both forms, you create dashboards that are not only visually appealing, but also universally usable and future-proof. Testing and maintainability form the backbone of any production-grade dashboard. Date formatting, especially with internationalization, introduces a layer of complexity that can lead to subtle bugs, like off-by-one errors, mislocalized phrases, or stale relative times. A robust approach involves centralizing your date formatting logic in utility functions or hooks, where it can be unit-tested thoroughly. With date-fns, you can write deterministic tests for every supported locale and format, ensuring that a date like 2024-06-15T12 Ju always becomes 15 Juin 2024 in French, regardless of browser quirks or user settings. Automated tests can catch regressions as you add new locales or formats, and clear separation of formatting logic makes it easier to audit for bundle size or performance bloat. By prioritizing testability and maintainability, you ensure that your dashboard's date displays remain accurate, efficient, and trustworthy as your application evolves and your user base grows. Time zones represent one of the most challenging aspects of date handling in global dashboards. While date-fns does not provide full-fledged time zone manipulation like some alternatives, its philosophy encourages a best practice. Store all dates and times in UTC and localize only at the point of display. This approach treats UTC as a universal reference point, much like Greenwich Mean Time in navigation, ensuring that all users see events relative to their own location without ambiguity. When you display a UTC timestamp in a browser, JavaScript's date object automatically converts it to the user's local time zone, and date-fns allows you to format it in a way that feels familiar. If your dashboard requires explicit time zone awareness, for example showing both the event's original time zone and the user's local time, you can display both using formatted strings and tooltips, or even annotate with time zone abbreviations. This strategy keeps your code base simple and your user interface clear, minimizing confusion and costly bugs that often arise from mishandling time zones in distributed applications. Comparing date-fns to other date libraries illuminates why it's especially well-suited for modern React dashboards targeting international users. Libraries like Moment.js, while once popular, are now considered legacy due to their large bundle size, mutable state, and lack of tree shaking, meaning you often include unused code in your app. Luxon offers strong time zone support, but comes at the cost of a slightly larger footprint and a more object-oriented API, which doesn't always align with the functional declarative style of React. JavaScript's native intl datetime format is fast and covers many locales, but lacks the rich manipulation and formatting utilities required for complex dashboards. Date-fns strikes a balance. Its functional, immutable, and modular design fits naturally with React's component model, keeps your bundles small, and delivers deep localization support. By importing only what you need and centralizing formatting logic, you get the best of both worlds, performance and flexibility, without sacrificing maintainability or global reach. Relative time displays, like 2 minutes ago or yesterday at 3:45 p.m., are essential for activity feeds and log tables, providing users with a sense of recency and temporal context. Date-fns makes implementing these features efficient and internationalization-friendly with functions like format distance to now, which adapts phrasing to the user's locale. In a React dashboard, you can go a step further by combining date-fns with custom hooks that automatically update relative times every minute, ensuring your data stays fresh and accurate. This approach is akin to having a digital clock that ticks forward in sync with real-world time, keeping your interface current without overwhelming the browser with unnecessary renders. By abstracting this logic into reusable hooks and utilities, you maintain both elegance and efficiency while delivering a user experience that feels responsive and alive, regardless of where your users are in the world. Centralizing date formatting logic is a crucial architectural pattern for scalable, maintainable dashboards. By collecting all date formatting, parsing, and localization functions in a single utility module, you create a single source of truth for how dates appear throughout your application. This is analogous to having a style guide or design system for your UI. It ensures consistency, simplifies updates, like adding a new supported locale, and makes testing straightforward. Whenever a new component needs to display a date, it imports from this central utility, guaranteeing that the format, locale, and time zone handling are always correct and up to date. This modular approach also makes it easy to audit for bundle size, optimize imports for tree shaking, and enforce best practices across your team. Ultimately, centralization transforms date handling from a scattershot, error-prone process into a robust, scalable foundation for high-quality, internationalized dashboards. The main React component renders a localized, international-ready event dashboard table. It detects the user's locale, formats dates and relative times accordingly, and updates relative times live. The implementation is modular, maintainable, and efficient for production. The date formatting utility provides pure, reusable functions to handle formatting and relative time calculation for any locale. It ensures ISO parsing, robust localization, and modularity for use throughout the dashboard. Locale management is handled by mapping browser language codes to date-fns locale objects. This ensures robust locale detection and fallback for international users. Supported locales are explicitly listed and imported from date-fns. This keeps the bundle size lean and enables easy extension for additional regions. The main app component integrates the event dashboard table, demonstrating a clean React structure for modularity and maintainability. The package.json lists all necessary dependencies for React, TypeScript, and date-fns, ensuring a reproducible, up-to-date development environment. The demonstration begins with the International Date Dashboard fully loaded and visible. The title, International Date Dashboard, is clearly displayed at the top, providing immediate context for the user. Below the title, an introductory section or paragraph presents an overview or instructions related to the dashboard's features. The view gradually scrolls down to reveal the locale selection dropdown. This dropdown, labeled and easily identifiable, invites the user to choose their preferred language and regional date format for the dashboard display. The interface pauses briefly, allowing the viewer to observe the currently selected locale. The locale dropdown is then opened, showing a list of available language and region options. The user selects Français, French, and within a moment, the dashboard content, including all date and time displays, updates to reflect French localization. Dates in the events table now appear in the French format, with month and day names translated and numbers ordered according to French conventions. The relative time column, such as il y a 2 minutes, also updates to use French expressions. The interface remains on this view longer, giving the user ample time to notice the changes. Next, the locale is changed to Deutsch, German. Instantly, all date fields in the table and related labels adapt to German formatting and language, such as 15 Juni 2024, and relative terms like vor 2 Minuten. After a pause, the locale selection is switched to Ribenyu, Japanese, and the dashboard responds by transforming all date and time displays into Japanese script and format, aligning with regional expectations. This process is repeated once more for Ruski, Russian, with the table updating to show dates and relative times in Russian, such as 15th Iunia 2024 and 2 Minuten nazad. The demonstration then returns to English, US, as the selected locale. The dashboard's dates and times revert to the familiar US English layout, such as June 15, 2024, and 2 minutes ago, ensuring users can always return to their default view. Attention shifts to the events table. The table is scrolled into view, highlighting its structure, columns for event description, localized date, location, relative time, and exact ISO date. Specific cells are hovered over to reveal tooltips that provide additional context, such as the precise ISO timestamp for an event or further location details, giving users access to both friendly and technical representations of time. Another row's ISO date cell is hovered, and its tooltip appears, demonstrating that these details are available for every event entry. The relative time column is observed as it auto-updates, accurately reflecting the passage of time as the dashboard remains open. To showcase the responsiveness of the relative time and localization, the locale is quickly switched to Español, Spanish, with all relevant text and date formats instantly updating. Another switch to Zhongwen, Chinese, follows, again updating the dashboard's language and date formats on the fly. The demonstration scrolls further down to a legend section, where country flags and the currently active locale are visible, reinforcing the connection between locale selection and displayed content. The user is given several moments to review the entire dashboard, observing how every part integrates seamless, efficient, and accurate date formatting tailored for international users. The demonstration concludes after a final pause, ensuring all dynamic changes, tooltips, and localized formats are fully clear. You've just unlocked the toolkit for efficient, accurate, and truly international date handling in your React dashboards using date-fns, without the baggage of bulky libraries. Imagine, your users see dates in formats they intuitively understand, your app stays snappy and lean, and your codebase remains clean, maintainable, and ready for global scale. These strategies don't just polish your UI, they build trust and clarity for every user, everywhere. As you move forward, try implementing a centralized date formatting utility, experiment with live updating relative times, or audit your dashboard for accessibility improvements. Each step deepens your expertise and sets your projects apart. Want to keep outpacing the curve and solve real-world React challenges faster? Subscribe now, because actionable, example-driven guidance like this means you'll spend less time wrestling with edge cases and more time delivering features your users love. Transform the way you build, one practical lesson at a time.